and talking shit and everything else you could think of, excuse my French, of everything you could think of in their position to other black people. But if you include white people to come into the conversation, or we had to go in a room with white people, they just completely bow down. You know what I mean? And I don't think a lot of people even realize they do it, but I watch them and I see them do it. You know what I'm saying? They completely change their whole way of talking, or they'll just bow down and subjugate themselves to like verbal abuse from them, but they would never take that from a black person. And see, I tell people that, and I catch that, and I try to tell them that. And I'm gonna be honest with you now. I'm working on me, but it's hard for me to respect a person like that. You know what I'm saying? It's real hard, and I'm gonna call them on it. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, dude, if you an upstanding, strong person, you upstanding strong all the time, no matter who comes at you or what comes at you. And we have that, like the whole exhibit of what we've seen from this Amber case with the judge, the cop, the brother, everybody. It's that slave mentality of what we've been fed over the years. Now, I don't expect everybody to uplift themselves and get themselves out of that slave mentality by what I'm just saying. But I do invite you to read a couple of books, though. You know what I mean? I really do. To show you what you're doing and how did it happen that you got there and you think that way, to reverse your thinking. Because my thing is this: I believe in forgiving people that need to be forgiven. You know what I mean? Like if you do something like, you know, hell, you bump my car and you like, that's an accident. Okay. And that was an accident. You didn't look in your rearview mirror, whatever happened. You made a mistake some kind of way and stepped on my shoe, like Hood said. I understand that. You didn't see my foot, or we walked into each other. That's an accident. But it ain't no accident to walk in a room and kill nobody. Okay? It's not. I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you. I'm sorry. Let me stop discussing. I don't care what nobody tell you. It's not an accident. Nothing like that is an accident. I don't accidentally shoot nobody. Being a person that has handled many handguns, I've never accidentally shot at or shot anybody in my life. I'm looking directly at you and know what I'm doing. There's no way to accidentally do that. There's no way that much confusion. And that's what I was trying to say before. Being a person that especially in my youth, did a lot of drinking. You know what I'm saying? Hard drinking. I have never mistakenly went in nobody's house. And that's me being intoxicated. Remind you now, this woman is completely sober. I've never mistakenly got confused, no kind of way, went in nobody's car, house, door, anything. There's not that much confusion in the world unless you're 95, and I might excuse it a little bit. Nobody's going to know the truth of what really happened. And they don't even get me started on the witness that said what he actually saw and what did happen, that he actually know what happened. Suddenly ends up murdered in what they say is a drug-related offense about him selling some drugs. This whole thing don't look right. Now I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to say this and I'll be through with it. We as black people, when I say too trusting, we get involved in organizations, that we believe in organization. One thing we do as black people, once we believe in something, we believe in it whole. You feel me? What we get confused by is we get into an organization, the police force, hell, the Masons, whatever it is, gangs, vice lords, folks, Crips. We take it to heart whether it's right or wrong, where we blindside ourselves to not seeing what is right and wrong, especially involving our race. Your race should be your forepoint of everything that you do or you're involved in. Should be involved in your race. So, you know there are racist people on the police force. Anybody that tell you that, they out their mind. I don't think it's a such thing as a police force nowhere that there's no one racist on it. That there's no one that's racist to the point that if they really could get away with killing a black person and get away with it, that they wouldn't do it. I refuse to believe that. I don't think so. It's too much going on at this point. Now, for the black people out there to not realize that and not accept that and not say that, like I'm telling people, if you're in a trial for the fight of your life, of course you're sorry now. You think you're going to go to jail for 40 years. Yeah, you're sorry. You're going to cry. You're going to weep. You're going to be emotional. Everything went wrong. Because the decision to kill somebody is a split-second decision. It's not a long, thought-out process. Well, sometimes it is. It depends on what they did. But sometimes people kill on split-second decisions. And the emotional regression that you may see from them doing that is from them making that split-second decision. They may change their mind the moment that they pull the trigger. Like, I'll give you a prime example. There was a policeman one time, that was off duty that I watched have a road rage incident right here on 55 over here years ago. And they just got to arguing over being cut off, and he shanked his car. He just tapped his car a little bit. Damage probably didn't add up to being $1,000. Now, but they're arguing on the side of the road. Now, this cop pulls his gun out, white guy, in the middle of the argument, shoot him center mass right in the chest. Died right there on the side of the highway. Now, I watched this happen. Now, I'm going to tell y'all the emotional thing I saw him go through. The yelling, the screaming, this and that, you, blah, 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 blah. And the dude's talking to us back like, what you going to do with that gun? Which, by the way, to me is the craziest thing ever when somebody pull a gun on you to try to act like a badass and say, what you going to do with that gun? But anyway.
Why would you even mention and letting people do it?
And you already know somebody hot. Because that split-second decision to squeeze that trigger. Now, this is what I'm getting at. When the cop squeezed the trigger, by the way, we didn't know he was a cop. He didn't like he had a uniform on. He's off duty. When the moment that he squeezed that trigger, he didn't let off but 2 shots. But the moment the second shot went off, he went, oh, crap. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the expression on his face change like, what did I just do? And dropped that gun. He dropped it on the ground. Now, this is what I'm getting at. In a moment of heated exchange, once you have the gun out, that split-second decision to do that. I just had a guy that I know recently did the same thing to a woman. I'm talking about in the last 2 weeks. Exactly the same way. Yeah. That split-second decision of a person making you angry and saying the wrong thing, the gun is already in your hand, is what can happen. That's what can happen. Now, would that be the normal you? No. Would that be the thing that you would probably do on any other given circumstances? No. But the emotional you is capable of doing that. That split-second decision. Of course, after you did the split-second decision, you're going to feel sorry, bad, remorseful, everything.
Right.
But you still did it, though. But you still did it, though. You see what I'm saying? Because you never should have pulled the gun out. You already emotional, you arguing. I tell people that all the time. The worst thing you can do in your life, if you already hot with somebody and they done just piss you off to the high level of festivity, is to go get a firearm. Worst decision you can ever make in your life, because you're gonna make an emotional decision in a split second. It don't take a tenth of a second to pull the trigger. Worst decision you ever did, but guess what it is though? It was still your decision. You decided to do that, so you should be punished accordingly, and not no funky 10 years either. Especially once you done entered in somebody's house and shot them in their own house. What foolishness is that? I ain't never even heard of nothing like that before. First of all, let me point that out. Did you actually went to somebody's house and killed them? And you only got 10 years? Really? I've never heard of no foolishness like that in my life. Now,
ain't gonna be.
So you can't look at us wrong for saying, what would that happen if there was a black person and the role was reversed to kill the white person? You can't look at us crazy for asking that type of question.
If it hadn't been a witness, they probably would have tried to say it was her apartment and he snuck in.
They would have said he had something in there. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time. First of all, and that's what I try to prepare my children for. Everybody think the world is, not everybody, but some people think the world is fair and it's all roses. And everybody do what they supposed to do and they live how they supposed to live. That ain't the world, man. The world is evil. Period. Full of evil jokers that's trying to do something wrong to somebody. Especially black folks or any type of minority. It is what it is. All I can tell you the people to do is defend yourself, man. It is what it is. Because I'm going to tell you something now. If she had the wrong address like that, whatever happened, we'll never know what happened, because if she would have came to my door, we would have been in a flat-out shootout. I definitely would have went to heaven or hell, goddammit, with that gun blazing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he probably been the one on trial talking about he just shot in the doorway or something crazy. But what I'm trying to get people to understand is this, more than anything. There is definitely an unfair playing field here. For anybody to say they don't see it, they're lying. There's no way you can tell me you don't see how unfair and unlevel this playing field is. Justice ain't blind, because she apparently see black folk. I'm just saying. Take it how you want, get it how you want.
In fact, I'm still trying to get over the fact that we still on the books as 1/3 human. We know what it is. But yeah, on this forgiveness, man, I kind of feel like
gotta live it off the topic and deep off into race and shit. Oh, excuse me. Race. But anyway, forget it, man. I don't know, bro. That's a tricky one, man. I was just thinking back on my life and forgiveness. But first of all, I think if you do something, man, it's because you want to do it, period. Because I've been in situations where I was in a blind rage. I'm talking about my mama beating on the door. Open this goddamn door. Let me in this motherfucker. Oh, excuse me. Let me in this blanket. She don't even cut. She beating on the door. I hear her. But I don't really hear her. You know what I'm saying? And here I am on top of this girl, screaming to the top of my lungs, are you out your mind for attacking me? And she's just like, your mama at the door. Like it was nothing. And a second ago, you had two hands around my throat. Okay, so, but even in a blind rage, I'm not beating this girl's face in. I did enough to get her restrained and off of me.
Mm-hmm.
So, at this point in my life, if anybody violates me, I'm going to hurt you. I don't care who you are. I'm going to do something to you. I'm going to do your day. Regardless who you are. Because you are not making a mistake attacking somebody. I ain't never attacked nobody in my life. I ain't never had a reason to. But if I was, it would be because that's what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But back on forgiveness. You can forgive somebody for making a mistake. I don't really think mistakes require forgiveness. You know, it's a mistake. Ain't nothing. Don't worry about it. If somebody commits an offense against you and they realize that they committed an offense against you, it should bother them so much that they ask for forgiveness. If you want to be gracious enough and give it to them, that's beautiful. I think you should in a lot of situations. Because I had an instance where guy from the neighborhood, Booney, shout out to Booney. What up, Dick? We had an incident when we were kids over a Game Boy game. Like he had the game for a few weeks, and like I was in the driveway, and he was down at my partner Marie's house in front of his house. And I was like, hey, man, where my game at? And he said something smart like, come down here and get it, old punk, you know, whatever, you know what I'm talking about? So I'm on the way down there, about to go handle this. And at that time, my mama called me in the house for some reason. I don't know, I did whatever she wanted me to do and kind of blew over. I think I stopped messing with him. I ain't fool with him after that. It was just to get him in that game. I seen that dude decades later. The instant I saw him, my heart started pumping. I wanted to do something to him, man. We're talking about decades later. Over a game, I don't even remember what the game was. And I realized in that moment, I said, dude, you are crazy, man. Why are you feeling like this about a game from decades ago with a dude you was cool with all your life, with the exception of that day? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid. So I approached him, and, you know, I think I said something about it. You know, I was just like, what up, man? You know, what's happening is kind of crazy. I'm still thinking about that game, man. They move on. You know what I'm saying? I forgave him. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He probably didn't even realize, you know, he probably ain't thought about this since that day.
Mm-hmm.
I found out later on that the nigga had a knife. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And we was young wild kids, man, with knives and sticks and bow and